These are pieces of lumber that are left over from the rebuild of my fence today. These are all the pieces that I took down, and this big pile of mess here is the tops and the bottoms where the screws were in it. So what I did is I was able to salvage about 30 pieces of about 36, 39 inches. So I'm going to wait and see if my wife wants to build something with that before I get rid of it. But this is a fence that my son and I built today. So I'm now in the process of trying to get rid of all the old fence slats that I took out. And of course, all this is what's left. So hopefully I can make something of this, because I do like to use reclaimed lumber. So this is actually really good wood for that. So maybe I can do another quarantine project out of whatever I'm going to build with it. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully it will be something good, something quick and simple. Okay, watch out, Magic. So what I'm going to start doing this evening, it's a little late, so I won't be able to do too much, but just want to give you an idea of what I'm planning to do, whether I finish it or not. Hopefully I will, since I've been pretty good coming home, doing what I need to do in the garden, because we still are in this whole COVID-19 quarantine thing where most things are still closed. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this old piece of 3/4 inch plywood here. I'm going to use this and some of this right here. Now these are pieces of the fence that I tore down, my son and I tore down last week. This fits here. These are some of the tops and some of the bottoms. I also have some of the middle pieces here. So I'm going to use that to make a flower pot. Just some distressed wood, stuff like that. So what I might do is, actually I don't think I'm going to sand it. I'm just going to put it up because it's just going to be a flower pot. So I'm starting, and I'm going to actually do a little video to start with. Then I'm going to go to time lapse, because I don't want to bore you with everything, because I won't be talking through it. It'll be a lot of noise from the saw and stuff like that. So I'm going to get started by setting up, getting my saw going, or one of them anyway. So I'm going to get that going. So I'm going to cut this 2x4 approximately in half so that I can use both pieces of it. So I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to mark approximately half of this. And I'm going to cut this in half, because I'm going to put this on the bottom so I can screw my fence slats into. So let me get a couple of screws here maybe. These may not be long enough, but they are not. So I need to get screws. So as you bear with me. Okay, so I just need a couple of 2-inch screws, or a little bit longer. Now we'll just go 2 inches. I just want to put this down and hold it, because I'll use the saw just to kind of go over it. So that's going to be that. So I'll do that right quick. So I cut this piece in half. So just after I cut this 2x4, the batteries in my mic died, so there's no more audio. So what I'll do is just give you an overview of what I did. You just saw me cut the 2x4. I'm cutting that in half so I can use that on the top of the 3/4 inch plywood so that I can nail or screw the slats to that so that I can put those all the way around. I cut these slats at approximately 12 inches, so I'll put those all the way around. Then I will go ahead and screw them together and screw a piece on the inside, on the top, all the way around, just so I can get a little bit more stability. Then I'll cut some 45-degree pieces so that I can do a little top so that it'll look a little bit more finished. After that, I'll put some plastic in the bottom and the sides just to protect the wood. The wood is about 15 years old, and it will absorb water. And of course, these pieces that I kept that I'm using now are parts of the tops and bottom that there weren't any termite trails or termite tunnels in, because I cut these pieces just to see where the termites were. If there were trails in them, I didn't want to use them because I knew termites would still be in there because I did kill some. So after I get the plastic in, that's pretty much going to be about it. The only part of this you didn't see or won't see is where I put the feet on. I put feet on all of them because I wanted to get them off the ground a little bit so that when water does drip out of it, if it's too much, then it won't just sit there on the wood. It'll just drop out and flow away. But keep in mind that all of this wood that I'm using, the fence slats I took down from the old fence. Then the 3/4 inch plywood was laying around. The 2x4 was laying around also. So everything I'm using was around here already because I was saving it, as we say, to use it for some other things, projects and things like that. Even the 4x4 that I use for the feet, that was around here that I got from someplace I figured I could use for something, and that something happened to come up. So I did use it, so I was able to reclaim a lot of the wood that I had laying around. And the lumber that I didn't use, I went ahead and cut it all up and tied it up and had the trash taken away because I wanted to get things a little bit cleaned up around here, because there are a lot of projects that we all want to do, but at some point we just are not going to get to them. I realized that because I got so much to do in this last year or so since I've gotten hooked on video. I've been neglecting a lot of the projects that I would be doing on the weekends because I started scheduling all the videos that I need to shoot for the weekend. So that's it. So the last part of the video that you'll see is just all of the planters together, the different size and a couple different ways I put them together. Each of them have plastic in them so that they are protected. So that's pretty much about it. So that was quarantine project number 5. So I was able to reclaim this wood and keep it, some of it, from the landfills and things like that. So that was my thought, that was my purpose, and I was able to do that. So that's it. So until the next time.